and welcome to the next in the series of Carolyn Brings Clarity. And today I'm joined by Chris Mooney, who is a partner at Marriott Harrison, and is our partner law firm. He is an expert in very many areas, which is quite unusual, so commercial contracts, IP law, technology, and most importantly for today's conversation, data protection. Welcome, Chris. We recently ran a webinar on international data transfer, which was hugely successful because we're finding jointly, from a legal and a practical perspective, that actually people are a bit confused about what they can and can't do. Would it be possible for our listeners to actually give a quick sum up about how we've ended up in this situation at the moment?
Yeah, so absolutely, international data transfers are really interesting at the moment, and it's a really challenging area for all businesses that handle personal data, which is obviously pretty much everyone these days. And the issues come from a case from about 2 years ago, July 2020, called the Schrems II decision. And in that case, the European Court of Justice looked at transfers of personal data from the EU to the US. And what they decided was that the transfer mechanism that was being used at the time, the Privacy Shield, didn't meet GDPR standards, so that was struck down and was declared invalid. And they also imposed some additional obligations on businesses transferring data outside of the EU and the UK to carry out something called a transfer risk assessment. And those two things together have caused a lot of challenges.
Yeah, I think both companies have actually had a lot of confusion with our clients, haven't we? So, and people want to continue and do continue because that's how it makes the wheels of commerce turn round. So, what sort of advice do you think we could possibly give to our respective and joint clients in terms of what they can do rather than what they can't do?
Yeah, so I think there's been a lot of scaremongering with international transfers of personal data, and I've certainly had lots of clients say to me, I hear I can't do it anymore now, I have to completely stop doing it, but actually that's not the case.
That's good news.
Indeed. What you really need to do is take a step-by-step and a pragmatic approach to your risk transfers. So the first thing is making sure that you're doing this transfer risk assessment as required by the Schrems decision. And there are some very onerous ways of doing that, but there are some more pragmatic ways that you can do it. And we're sort of helping clients take that more pragmatic approach. So you need to do that risk assessment, and then you also need to make sure that you've got the right contracts in place.
Yeah, very important.
So as long as you're using something called the standard contractual clauses for EU data transfers, or the international data transfer agreement, or the addendum for UK transfers, then you can legitimise your data transfer and you can lawfully do it.
So commonly known as with an acronym SCCs.
Indeed.
So yeah, standard contractual clauses. Now, one slight issue, and that's a question I think we've both had, is what do you do if you're dealing with the States and you have data from both the EU and the UK? Because clearly you don't want to have contract after contract and confuse everybody. What would you recommend then?
Yeah, so that was one of the concerns off the back of this Schrems decision and the review by the EU and the UK. Helpfully, the UK government has come up with quite a neat solution. What they've said you can do is that you can use the EU SCCs as your main contract, and then you can sign the UK addendum alongside that, which is effectively a bolt-on to the EU SCCs. It's a short document, 7 or 8 sides long, and that can be signed at the same time. So you end up with essentially one contract for both transfers.
Well, that must be music to lots of people's ears. That's really helpful. Thank you, Chris. And till the next time when we presumably have some more data protection tips for everybody. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening to Carolyn Brings Clarity, and we'll see you for the next session soon.